Airport security of Reddit. What's the weirdest experience you had while scanning luggage? Chinese people on board a security TV shows. Did you pack any food? No. Opens luggage 40 kilos of banned food items. So true. My mom and dad does this all of the time. My dad would bring in food to Hong Kong so that his extended family could enjoy it lol. My mom tried to smuggle in a mango from Hawaii as well as a coconut. Elderly woman with a sword cane. She had no idea it was a sword. Her son was a service member and had sent it to her from the Philippines without mentioning what it was. A couple headed up to Alaska with a sink, complete with plumbing attached, in a large duffel bag. Hunter returning from Canada with some unlicensed kills. Unprepped and still bleeding severed muskox heads wrapped in plastic. Whole baggage system for half the airport had to be shut down and cleaned, along with a couple of our machines. One lady who spent the time her bag was in the x-ray screaming that x-rays weren't real and there was a midget in the machine going through her bag to steal things. In cargo, an automatic grenade launcher built out of clear polycarbonate so the arms dealer transporting it could show off its inner workings. Would have been fine if it hadn't been undeclared and accompanied by a small box of grenades. It's Sophie Isa. Ma'am, I just got a look in your bag real quick. Oh, it's just my butt plug. It has electronics inside. It's just your soap. It's too big to go. I cannot make this up. The thing I tell new people is you can never be ready for what might happen every day. I wasn't security, but I was the passenger. I put my pocket belongings in the front pocket of my bag as they recommend, and I put it through the metal detector. As it came out, they took it, and the guy called his superior. Now, mind you, I travel a good amount for work, and I sensed something was off, because he didn't have the regular business as usual look to him. Anyways, they opened the bag and a couple seconds later, they both started laughing hard. The guy came back with my stuff and told me that the way my keys and phone landed in the pocket, it looked exactly like a handgun on the x-ray. Saw a bag filled to the brim with all different types of spoons. Pulled it aside, asked the passenger what the deal was. He looked me straight in the face and says he uses them to spank his wife in bed. It's their sex spoons. Edit. When I said saw I meant while I was analyzing the image on the x-ray machine. I was not simply targeting the passenger by sight. I used to work at Sydney Airport and we once found a 14-inch double-ended dildo in the luggage of a couple from Turkey. The kicker was that both of the passengers were in their 80s. A dead squirrel stuffed in a bottle of soda. No joke. This happened recently. I'm not airport security, but one time I was in the security line with my parents and little sister, and we got stopped because they found something in her bag. The person at the scanner opens my little sister's backpack and pulls out a fucking rock the size of a grapefruit. He just looks at us and goes, "What's this?" And my little sister goes, "That's my pet rock." He put it back in the bag and told us we were good. She took her pet rock on the plane. My parents were totally mortified. I'm not airport security, but I do have an interesting story. So I'm checking through airport security. In front of me was a woman in her 40s, I assume. I only have my laptop as carry-on, so I grabbed 2 trays. One for my laptop, the other for my shoe/wallet/phone/ECT. As I'm waiting for this lady to put her stuff in tray, she drops her purse. I'm not exaggerating whatsoever. About 100 condom packets fall out of her purse and spew across the floor. There were probably a lot more inside. Being the gentleman I asked the woman if she needed help and scooped up the condoms. SAT officers from all over were staring at her with wide eyes. Nobody said a word. Eventually we managed to get through and I never saw the woman again. In the early 90s my family and I are trying to get back to the USA from Paris. At the airport they scanned all our luggage as part of the routine, even back then. During the process the officials got pretty excited/upset/surprised. We didn't speak much French, and they spoke little English, but a number of them crowded around the monitor for one suitcase. They finally brought me over to the screen and pointed to an image on the x-ray. At the bottom of my wife's suitcase it appeared to be an outline of a pistol. As it turned out, it was my wife's curling iron with power cord rolled up just right, but I couldn't make them understand what I was trying to tell them, so I just pretended to curl my hair, like I've seen my wife do with the thing. They started laughing, and were so relieved it was nothing, so we were on our way quickly after that. Back when flying was actually fun. My brother once found an entire goat in a suitcase. I think they were going to eat it. Human skull. Passenger claimed to be a brain surgeon and used it as a teaching aid. Okay, I'm not airport security, but this is in the same sport of what you're asking. When we were coming back from Afghanistan, a few of us were tasked to serve as customs type people. We had to search bags for any non-authorized items. Things like weapons, war trophies, money, things like that. Anyway, it's hot as balls, and I'm on like my 10th group of folks. We are going through the whole spiel, and I get to the part where I have them all turn their sleeping bags upside down and shake them out. Well, out drops this huge purple dildo from this guy's bag. It's enormous and it's rolled to a stop in the sand at my feet. I'm speechless. I know this guy. Worked like 2 seats away from him for a year. We're locked in eye contact. His face is mortified. There's a dozen other soldiers all around dumping their bags. None have noticed yet. I just yell out okay, pack it up, and walk away like I didn't notice. If this guy planted that to smuggle some shit out, then he earned it cause I was not gonna mess with any more of that. We never spoke of it afterward. There's a German security officer and bomb squad leader out there that can tell you the story of how I forgot I had a grenade shaped lighter in my backpack as I went through the security checkpoint. Not airport security, but when I was 7. I put my plastic dinosaur toy into the scanner in a mall. The dude thought I put my big pet lizard into the scanner and got scared. The funny thing is, the dinosaur was an Allosaurus, placed sideways. It looked nothing like a lizard through the screen, but I could see that his reaction was genuine. Not security but a passenger. This one time, when I was 17 to 18, I was going through the Palm Springs airport security when my bag gets pulled aside by one of the officers after I walk through the scanner. The man pulls the bag off the belt and looks me in the eye and asks back quote, "Is this yours?" To which I reply back quote, "Yes." Back quote, "Is there anything inside that I should be concerned about?" Slightly confused I respond, "No sir, I don't believe." So he then opens the bag, rummages inside until he pulls out a small box and asks me, deadpan serious back quote, "What is this?" At this point I pick up just how much this officer is on edge. He was so tense, I swear he looked ready to charge me if I were to do so much as itch my chin the wrong way. The intensity emanating off of him was palpable, and I do my very best to hold my poise as I answer him with a straight face. Back quote, "That is a soap on a rope, sir." He proceeds to take the soap on a rope out of the box and I explain how my dad gave it to me as a joke gift for my birthday. Seeing his tension diffuse slightly, I ask what the problem was. Literally tells me that soap has the consistency of C4 and the hole in the top was suspicious where rope met soap, so it was flagged as a potential bomb threat. Shortly after realizing the lack of threat and obvious misunderstanding, they let me through, and I rejoined my family, soap on a rope and all. Not airport security, but the one time on a local flight everyone in the line had to wait at bag check because a man was trying to bring a large tire on his hand luggage. It didn't fit in the scanning machine, but they wouldn't let him take it through the detector either. The stubbornness stalemate eventually died off, but needless to say everyone was very upset. 2 weirdest off the top of my head. I pull up the image of the bag and I see it's full of dildos, butt plugs, and a necklace that I can tell says slut. Apparently got pulled for a liquid container. Before I even open the bag the passenger says, "Don't worry, I'm not a prostitute, just a slut who likes to be prepared." Me. Her. Me. "Your lube is over 3.4 ounces, so it can't go." Huh. "No problem. I can improvise later." Then she grabbed her bag and walked off like nothing happened. The other one involved a female coworker and a bag containing 2 glass dildos belonging to a middle-aged married couple. Husband: "Oh please don't say we can't take those. She loves when I use one in each of her holes at the same time." Wife while handing my female coworker a business card: "Yes dearie, and if we get to keep them, I'll give you a free demonstration when we get back. I could barely contain my laughter as my coworker tried to keep her composure. After 3 years I have tons of stories. For some reason the rubber foot fleshlight I got in checked baggage always stuck with me, as in a rubber foot with a hole for the dig where the ankle should be, and the full-fledged furry suit in a case alongside cans of Alpo dog food.